Thanks so much. Awesome. Thanks so much. Great to be here. Really looking forward to this presentation. I want to start off with a question first of all. I love interaction just like Steve. Maybe he's rubbing off on me. But I love interaction. I wanted to start off with some questions before we get into anything. I want to know what your biggest problems are with marketing. I was listening to the conversations this morning and I'm hearing what people are wanting, and I thought, you know what, I could probably flip some slides around to try and figure out everybody's answers and solutions to that. So I've got two presentations, and the second presentation I might alter depending on what everybody wants here. So I'd love to know what's been the biggest struggles in marketing at the moment, like let's say the last 90 days. What's been happening out there? Just shout them out or put your hand up. Change? What kind of change? New. Yeah, there is a new fashion. There's so much to keep up with. Change is a big one. What else? So how much energy to put into all the channels? Is that what you kind of... Yeah, which you've been told to do your marketing, right? And is it a challenge to keep up with all those? Great. I love that one. Well done. Anybody else? Yep. Pay to play, hey? It's like going to the casino this day and age. You just don't know what you're going to come up out with. Pay to play, yep, that's a big problem. Organic reach, and it does say Facebook there. However, I think a lot of the markets are very similar, so we'll touch on Facebook heavily, but we can go elsewhere. Yep. 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 Great. Can everybody hear each other, by the way? Yeah, great. Okay. Anybody else? Yes. Yeah, I'm hearing Karen was saying that just this morning here. There's competitors got thousands and millions of dollars of budgets, and how do we see ourselves in that crowded marketplace? That's a big one. I'm going to cover that today. Anybody else? Yeah, same content. We're turning into like content machines now, right? We have to produce content for some reason. That's what we're being told to do. Great one, great point. I'm going to cover that. Anybody else? What's the biggest challenge of marketing at the moment? Yes.
I think from going after the consumer, like from businesses, the crap that's out there from people that are promoting to support your business, the so-called experts, just sit through the charts by the week, you know.
Yeah.
And that's, so many businesses get burnt going through that process.
Yep.
It almost scars them.
Yeah. I've definitely been scarred going through that process. I remember the very first time I tried to build a website, right? I built this directory back in the day, and I said, this is a great idea. And I got a quote somewhere in Australia, and it was going to cost something like $80,000 for this directory. It was a big directory and didn't have the technology we had today. And I found someone overseas at that time that could build it. And I found some overseas, and I was with a business partner. They said, I can do the same job exactly over here. Like, I'll copy the specs pretty much, and I can do it for you for $20,000. I said, well, that's okay, $10,000 each. It was a large directory. And I went down that path, and that was sort of before escrow, or I didn't know what escrow really was, probably. And he said, listen, Richard, you need all the money up front. And I said, oh okay, I can do that. I didn't know the technology part of it. And then I put all my money up front, and $10,000 each, our business partner. He came back with a design, which was great, and it was really a bad design. And we went back and forth a few times. On the fifth time, it was really hard to get in contact with this guy. He disappeared. And I checked my Skype. We're using Skype back then. Emails. I was even thinking about flying over to find him. And that was probably how I got into online marketing. It was through a bad mistake and cost me a lot of money. But as just as Stephen was saying before, is that us as business owners, we have to understand that there's a lot of change happening at the moment, place, especially in marketing. And if we don't understand that, we have to take the right decisions, but also don't get dug down. If something hasn't gone astray well for you in the past, we've got to understand that there's a better, and this is why everybody's in the room here, there's a better way to do it, and you just got to keep learning and going through that process. So everybody's been burnt. Hands up if you've been burnt with marketing, by the way. And I'm talking about, what about if you've even set up your own organic Facebook ad, or just an organic ad, and you spent ages to write the copy, to do the picture, you post it, and it's like crickets. Has anybody had that? Yeah. It's disheartening, isn't it? It's really disheartening when that happens. And so all these challenges that you're having, I'm going to cover those. And if there's any other questions along the way, let me know. I'm going to cover those today because I do believe it comes down to one thing, and that's what I'm going to cover today in my presentation. So listen, it does say, if you want to connect with me, you connect me on, what is that, Instagram over there, you know, all these channels. You can go check me out over there. There are a few fitness slides. Our company works kind of 50% in fitness and 50% outside. So I've got a few fitness slides just so you know, just to pre-frame you on that. However, the reason why I like to use those still is because they're very relatable, because we have to turn our business and our product and our service, doesn't matter what you're doing, into something that's going to change somebody's lives, just as Steve Gentleman was talking about. So I did ask some questions. So the question is, what is marketing? What is marketing? Any ideas what marketing is? Any stab in the darks out there? What's marketing? No? Value proposition, yes. Anything else? To get someone interested. I like that. It's basically attention. Marketing is basically trading what we do for attention. So everybody's congested out there in the marketplace, yes. But the whole concept here is attention. We are trading what we do just to grab attention. The marketplace is heavier, it's more congested. And see, attention was easy to get and cheap. When we started, who's been in business for more than like 10 years? Hands up. 15 years, keep your hands up. 20 years. You know, I remember when I started, it was flyers, right? We put flyers in mailbox and we were good to go. I remember my first business was a lawn mowing run, and I was like 14 at the time. I said, Mum, hey, I want to get some extra pocket money. I said, that guy's mowing a lawn, can I just borrow your lawnmower? Boom, Sunday afternoon, I put some flyers in the mailbox. All of a sudden on Monday, walking home from school, my mum, my secretary, she goes, Richard, you got some calls straight away. And at that moment on a Monday, I had 3 calls, only because I put a flyer in a mailbox, and that was marketing. And I can tell you right now, marketing was much better back then. Who agrees with that? It was easy. It was simple. So what I want to try and do is simplify marketing, because all these different platforms are coming up. They're right, they're wrong, there's experts out there, but there's one commonality that you guys all can have today. And see, even look at this. Like, this is Google, right? Back in the day. Index contains 25 million pages, soon to be much bigger. That's what it was. Facebook was like this. It was very simple. And that's not what it was today. So back in the day, you could go on these platforms, this platform, and all of a sudden you would have business. You wouldn't have to be smart, a genius, marketing. You wouldn't really know how to do. I remember my first flyer as that lawn mowing run. It didn't have my website address. It didn't have colors. It didn't have testimonials. It didn't have reviews. It didn't have anything like that. But today, because there's so much competitiveness out there, it's very hard. Even if we're doing the amazing Facebook ad, even if we pay a marketer to do our Facebook ad, they still don't get results. So what do? Well, today, more businesses are using 3 main platforms. And Google, Facebook, Apple, basically. And that's where the platforms are playing on today. And it's very congested today. That's what it's like on everybody's going to get your attention. They want, I want attention, I want attention, I want attention, I want attention. Now, problem that you have, what was your name? Blue shirt? Andrew. Andrew basically said, hey, how do I pay to play? How do I compete with the big boys out there? Does everybody have that same problem? How do we compete with the big boys? I actually think now is the greatest time to compete with the big boys out there. It's the greatest time in history, because you see the big boys, what they want to do is it's very simple. They're taking money from traditional print media and they're going, you know what? I think this Facebook thing's going to stay around. And they've just dumped their millions into Facebook. Boom. Now, as soon as they dump the millions into Facebook, things happen. Because things happen in regards to cost goes up, because everybody goes over there. So for years, I've been doing the same talk for the last 15 years. I've been saying, we need to get more content. We need to get better content out there. And now people are going, wow, we need to get content. I remember 15 years ago on stage, I said, one day, we are going to be in your lounge room, and you'll be able to be a superstar. Your content will be able to be on TV. And today, what do we have? We have content. People are buying attention on TV in a lounge room, and we can put our content there. And so that's a big thing today. And that's where all these guys are winning. See, marketing that worked in 2018 still won't work in 2019. Now, I say that specifically because I can talk about the old history of like 5 years ago, but I'm actually now talking about last year. Who's found a big difference in their marketing just in last year to this year? Hands up. And so that's the biggest problem we have today. Now, let me tell you why. This is Facebook. This is Facebook annual revenue. Now, at the top there, that's 55. Sorry, at the top it's 55 billion. Apologies. And the bottom is 153 million. The digits are confusing me here. 153 million in 2007, 55 billion in 2018. All right. Now, do you see the problem here? Is that more people are advertising on Facebook. So it's a supply and demand. The more money goes on Facebook, the harder it is to advertise. And that's the issue, right, we're having at the moment. Now, look at this stat here, 2018 and 2029. This is what happens in a minute on all these channels. I'll take you through if you can't see it. Facebook, 973 100,000 logins in a minute. In 2019, it's 1 million. Google, 3.7 million search in a minute we're talking about. Now it's 3.8, only very slightly. What's gone up is Netflix, 266,000 hours watched. Now it's 694. Doesn't Netflix have every single original under the sun? I don't know when they produce these movies, but there's so many originals now. What else do we have? Emails sent, 187 million. Now we've got 188. Not that many more. Still a lot. Twitter is going down. 41,000 tweets. Now it's 87,000. That's moving down dramatically. Are they going to be around soon? So what I'm trying to say to you is that just because you did the exact same Facebook ad last year, it's not going to work this year. And this is the problem that you're facing right now. Would you agree with that, yes or no? Yes or no? So the question is, what are we going to do? I always say 2018 strategies, they're as good as dead. And I'm going to run you through three. This presentation, I'm going to run you through three. I'm going to show you a bit of a framework of what you can do. In my afternoon session, I'm going to go very tactical and very workshop. So I'm going to kind of like push through really fast. You can get the picture. And then the second part, I'm going to go really workshop and go deep into these tactics here. Is that fair to say? Is that okay? Great. All right. So these are what's not going to work. Now, I am going to talk a little bit about Facebook, but the same strategies apply to a lot of different avenues, not just Facebook. So if I say Facebook, it's very similar to all avenues. So this is a big one. Generic template ad copy. Copy and paste ads that will attract copy and paste clients. So you mentioned before at the front with your hat on, what was your name? Mossy. Mossy said, hey, experts out there say to do this, doesn't work. Now, there's a lot of experts out there. There's a lot of sites out there. They say, hey, if I take this ad, looking for 5 people kind of ad, in the fitness industry, that's really big. We're looking for 5 people to lose weight. Wow. And everybody's doing the same ad thing. So they take the template and they say, an expert will come on. They say, hey, use this. And just all you have to do is paste it. Now, what do you think the problem with that is? Everybody else is doing it. Because I'm the expert, I'm saying, and saying, I'm doing this, and then everybody here is going to do it. And that spreads really fast now online because you can write a blog, you can get a site out there, and then boom, everybody's got the same thing. So that means that anything that's templatized, or you've bought a course to say cut and paste, it may have worked and it might still be working, but I guarantee it's not going to be working in another 4 or 5 months. So it's a short-term play, I call it. So that's a big no-no. Copy and paste, and even looking at someone's ad and saying, wow, they've got a lot of likes and shares, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to work for you. Because just because it looks good on the front end, it doesn't mean what the numbers are in the back end. So copying other people's ads will not work for you. That's number one. Number two, unrealistic imagery. Imagery that's like, make $1 million. Imagery like, sign up now and you're going to lose all this weight. We call it stock images. Now, the problem with stock images, you can go buy that for free. Well, you can basically get it for free, or you can pay $1 or $2, iStock and those kind of things. They're nice, they're pretty, they're easy. However, what's the problem with that? Everybody else can do it. So then as soon as ads are using the same, or websites, ads, whatever you want to call it, if people are on the same copy, it's going to look exactly the same. So that means the attention that we talked about at the start goes down. Because hang on, I saw that ad. I saw that ad, I saw that ad, I saw that ad. They didn't see it, they saw the image you purchased. And so anything that's like imagery or unrealistic imagery, we're not like we were 5 years ago. We are very smart consumers now. And I wouldn't have said that 10 years ago online. And still today, we still have a stigma around that. Can I trust that person? Where can I see that person? So it's a big trust now. And I want you to write down your paper somewhere, trust. People still have a stigma around trust online. So that gives us clues. When we're doing our branding and our ads and our digital marketing, we need to understand, how can I make somebody trust me? Hey, did anybody watch Married at First Sight here, by the way? Yep, ladies in the room, or guys? Yeah, I had to sit through a few episodes. Okay. Now, does anybody know the stats, who got married and who didn't? Like, what's the stats of somebody staying together? Anybody know that? Stats? One? One about how many? Was it 10 or 13? I think that couple broke up, by the way. I'm just spreading a rumor, okay? So the next one is direct sales ads. Now, this is what we're talking about. Nobody wants to marry you on the first date. You don't go into a bar if you're looking for a guy and girl and say, hey, tap them on the shoulder. Do you want to get married? No, we don't. We buy them a drink, we date them, etc., etc. We get engaged. But unfortunately, what people are doing now online, they're saying, forget about everything. Facebook's amazing. I can get a lead ad on Facebook, because Facebook is saying, hey, just do a lead ad. You don't need an image, you don't need anything. Do a lead ad, and all of a sudden, people are going to contact you through Facebook, and you're going to get hundreds of leads, or 40 leads, or 80 leads. And all of a sudden, it's just like that. Like, Facebook is just amazing. It's producing leads. It's producing all the leads. But it's just like that. You go into a bar. I don't know where in Wollongong we'll go tonight, but we'll go there and we'll tap someone and say, hey, did you marry me? How do you think we're going to win that game or not? Yes or no? We're going to lose so bad, right? And so that's going to be a problem. And that's exactly how we treat Facebook. We think because we've got money, we can take our credit card and we can go, right, let's do a lead ad, 7-day trial pass, married at first, special offer, buy now, buy now, buy now. But the problem with that is everybody's doing the same thing. So then the market goes, I'll put my details here, and then you, the business owner, goes, wow, I've got leads. Next day you come into the office, hey, we've got 5 leads. You call them up. Hey, I'm just calling you about the offer. Oh, who's this? Who's this? So the lead quality is not very good. Has anybody experienced that before? Lead quality sucks, yeah. That's because they didn't have any relationship with you. And that's going to change today. The other problem is the auto sales machine. The auto sales machine where it's the ClickFunnels. Like, I love Russell Brunson, if you follow ClickFunnels and all that stuff. I think he's a genius. But technology will not solve your problem. Just because you built the best backend and the best automation. And like Steve was saying, it's 6 to 11-week automation. Yes, I agree with him 100%. However, if you just have the automation and you have nothing else, and you're banking everything on your automation, everything on your email sequences, the problem with that is that's just the cut and paste process. And you're thinking this automatic machine, then you can go to Bali, be on the beach, or go to Europe and say, hey, I've got this automation machine. A client comes in, and what's going to happen? They're going to spit out money along the line. That's where a lot of people have gone down the last few years. And this technology is amazing, by the way. I have this technology. I send automatic emails out. I send text messages. However, that only works if they've come in for the right reasons. And this is a lot of people are relying on technology, thinking they're going to say, like, I'm running a digital marketing company, and I'm saying this is the big problem right now in the marketplace, is that people are saying, well, I can do this technology. I have this amazing website. We build websites too, and I'm still saying it. It doesn't work. Websites won't solve your problem. ClickFunnels won't solve your problem. Anything automated won't solve it. Gravity Forms, we use it all. But without anything on top of that, all it is just some technology. Because at the end of the day, what's Facebook, by the way? What is it? It's a platform of what? What's that? interactive. But without us on Facebook, without any, it's a framework, that's all it is. Just like these devices, funnels, they're all a framework. We have to put the content in. We have to put our automation. We have to put our energy into it. So they will say, cut and paste the emails to automate, but you have to put your words into it. Otherwise, it's the cut and paste model. So right now, it's about understanding that these things are great and they work, but they got to work in order of importance. And now you got to understand, well, where should I spend my money, my time, my focus online? What should I do? So let me show you a few different ways to generate more clients in 2019. Who's excited about this, by the way? Yes or no? Yes or no? Great. All right. So Steve's warmed you up this morning, but we've had lunch and I had the risotto, so you know it's heavy a little bit. So we've got to stay awake. We've got to stay awake, and this is where it's going to happen now. This is what about how to generate more clients in 2019 without spending a fortune. I like the last part because I'm a bootstrap marketer. When clients come to us, this is what happens. I don't even ask the question anymore. They say, hey, I say, hey, what do you got to spend on marketing? And it's like, well, I've got nothing to spend on marketing. This is the response I get all the time. So I've had to basically reconfigure everything because I know what the answer is. Everybody says, I don't know what to spend on marketing. Is it 1%, 10%, 5%? I got no money. By the end of the day is I need to show you that if you can make a return off a client, you will have the money to spend. And you've got to understand that if your conversion rate, whatever that may be, is if it's 10, 5, 20, it doesn't matter what it is, as long as it's consistent and you understand where the lead's coming from and it's a quality lead and then it goes into a sales process that Steve was talking about and you close the sale. The problem with today is that we can't, it's not a shotgun approach. We have to have a steady stream of leads coming through. So I thought about how we're going to do this. So I'm going to ask some experts here. Now, Seth Godin, he's got a really good book at the moment. A good book out at the moment, sorry. People don't want what you sell. They want what it will do for them. They want the way it will make them feel. And there is not that many feelings to choose from. Similar to what Steve was saying this morning. Then I asked Tony what his thoughts were on these feelings. And he goes, number one, there's 7 needs. Certainty, uncertainty, variety, significance, love and connection, growth, and contribution. 6, sorry. So if these are the needs, if we think about these are the needs, and this is what people are wanting, we have to create our content and our marketing to associate somebody's needs, to make sure that we're tapping in somewhere along the path there. And if we can understand our audience, our client, our avatar also called, we can now start to understand how to create our own content. I'm not a copy and paste guy. I'm not going to give you templates today because, again, I don't believe in them. So my whole concept today is to make you think about how to market better. When you think about how to market better, then all I have to give you then is a bit of a framework so then you can use it based on your words. But then we've got to ask the experts. So that's nice that Tony says that, but the guy that's running the show right now is Mark. And Mark says this in 2018. One of our big focus areas for 2018, this was last year, is making sure the time we spend on Facebook is time well spent. We built Facebook to help people stay connected, and bring us close together. With the people that matter to us most. The people that matter to us most. Listen to what he's saying here. That's why we've always put friends and family at the core of the experience. Now, research shows that strengthening our relationships improves our well-being and happiness. But recently, we've gotten feedback from our community that public content, posts from businesses, brands and media is crowding out the personal moments that lead us to connect more with each other. But Mark, don't you want to make money? So he's basically saying that it's going to be tough to advertise. But if you read between the lines, and we understand why everybody's on Facebook or online, they're on these platforms to connect. And I think we all agree that being in a room like this, it's easier to connect. We have better connections. But on Facebook, it comes down to really the core of Facebook is to connect to our family, our friends, our loved ones. So as business owners, that's really hard. Because then if we just want to say, you know what, let's just leave Facebook there, here's my credit card, can you run on autopilot, please? That's not going to work anymore. Because Mark, as we know, has got in a little bit of trouble lately, hasn't he? He's been in court. He had to wear his tie and suit a few times. And now he's running a public company. So that means he needs to make money for his shareholders and he's got to stay out of trouble. So it's a very tricky situation we're all in. And so this is where what we've been doing over the last few years and pretty much the last 15 years now starts to play a piece. Because it comes down to one thing. One thing it comes down to. And all what we're saying here and how we can relate now to our business is one thing. I call it connect with uniqueness. So what is your Michael Jordan move? What is your secret sauce? I want you to think about this question now. If I could say, what is the one thing, the one item, and Steve's already done this for me already this morning. What's the USP? What is the one, the only, the greatest? What is it, the thing that you do that nobody else can do? If it was a secret sauce recipe, there's a lot of chicken recipes out there, but why is KFC that recipe? So when you think about it now, I'm going to give you a minute to think about if there was one item that nobody can duplicate you on, what is it? So write that down for me now. And if you don't know, you should know. What's the one thing, the one item that makes you unique? Okay, does anybody have their Michael Jordan move? Who's got a Michael Jordan move? Come on. Yes. Okay, technique that eliminates mental cravings around what, sorry? Without willpower. So that's your secret sauce. So if we think about that, that's the one and only way, the one and only thing that we have to get out in every possible scenario in marketing. Through image, through videos, through content. Well done. Anybody else want to share? What's their USP, their uniqueness, their greatness? One more. Did you have one? Am I going to pick on some people now? Was that smile? It was like, I've got one. Okay. All right. You can hold the uniqueness. They're probably so unique that you don't want to let them go, right? That's okay. All right. So let me take you through a process that we've done. It's in your books. I'm going to take you through it very quickly. This is our process at COM. It works every single time. So when people come to us and say, hey, Richard, I need leads. Yes, I know that. But the first thing we need to do is we need to figure out what the brand is. So it's brand, personality, credibility, engagement. So we lead with brand. We're either identified or we're lost. We have an attractive personality or a boring personality. We have proof in the marketplace or doubters. And we have a community. If we don't have a community, we're going to have objections coming through. Now, once we do that first part, then we can get into some marketing. We can get into some sales, which I'm going to run through. And then it's getting an offer. It's about boosting that offer. It's about ensuring then you have a great system, then you can optimize your brand. So that's a process that we've put in place that works. I'm going to take you through the step-by-step chance of that. So number one, we have the uniqueness. We get the uniqueness. Then first of all, we got brand. We have brand. When we have brand, then we have permission to market. Only then. When we have permission to market, then we can sell. Then it's where Steve fits in. So it's brand, marketing, sales, not sales, marketing, brand. Now, in the old days, we could go sales, marketing, brand. Let's make the sale right now. Yeah, whatever. You get on a website later. You give me the money. But now it's the opposite. It's brand, it's marketing, and it's sales. I think there's some things to fill your book in there. So let's take you through each one and what it means. Brand. Brand is a feeling, number one. So we must create a feeling with our brand. Now remember, the brand is the only unique thing that you have, and that's a fact. Everybody has Facebook, everybody has Instagram, everybody has Twitter, everybody has a website, but your brand is unique in the marketplace. So what we have to do is we have to create a feeling. That's step one. Create a feeling, create a feeling. Make an impact. Once we make an impact, then we engage and entertain. Feeling, impact, engage, and entertain. And remember what I said at the start. What's the feeling that your product or service wants to have in the marketplace? What's the feeling that makes them buy? Is it pain or pleasure? So once we do that, we can then start to actually get to the next stage. So you can write down as we go through some ideas as you have it. You don't have to do it now. We will workshop this. But any feelings, impact, entertainment, that's what you can do. Now, the rule in place is that you can't sell here. I know that's very hard for a lot of people right now because we've been told that we have limited time, we're going to make a sale. So the rule is no selling in this stage here, in the branding stage. And I'm going to take you through some different scenarios of what exactly that looks like. So if that's the rule, what do we do then? Well, let's look at Nike, for example. We all know Nike. Now, this is when Nike brands something. You see these images, right? You'll see them around, and they're like, wow, they're just branded images. And so it's not selling anything. There's nothing selling in this image. All we're doing is we're creating a feeling. Now, look at the weights, how they're coming out of the ground. They're leaving bits everywhere in the wake. You can see the anger that he's got, or the frustration, or the energy, or the power. And that's all in one image, one photo. Now, of course, they got their icon that everybody knows. Every damn day, they're going for the motivational quote. Remember, motivational quote sits at the front because we got to get a feeling to somebody. And then when we can get that feeling, then we can start to figure out how we can engage, what our product and service needs to look like. But first of all, we need to make sure that we have that feeling, most importantly. And that's the biggest thing right here. So feeling is key at this point here. Feeling is key. I want you to write down now, what is the one feeling that you want your clients to have? What is the one feeling that you want your clients to have? What does your product serve, and what's the feeling that they need to have? All right, so we should have some sort of feeling. Now I'm going to draw a bit of a diagram here. So we've got brand, marketing, sales. Now right now we're talking about brand. Now I know what you want a sale. I get that. Bear with me, okay? So all we've done now is we're showcasing our brand here. And your mind as business owners, you have to go into creative zone right now. Because before we get to the next stage, you won't get to this next stage here. You can't use Steve's sales techniques if you can't get this out of the way. So yes, you may get the odd person that just says, they call you up and they say, I've never seen you before, I just need something happening. Now, let me take an example. If your toilet like bursts at 3 o'clock in the morning, right? And there's like, excuse the French, shit coming out everywhere. What's going to happen is you don't care about brand at that stage, right? You don't really care about marketing. You're caring about a result. Straight away you go there. Now, obviously, that's where your Google AdWords come in, things like that being at the top. But you also know that that lead is not a lead, it's a direct sale. Oh, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. Yep, there's a 1,000% increase there. Boom, you're good to go. But that's not all the time. So I'm talking about this stage right here before you get. Now, if somebody's now shopping for a bathtub and they're doing a massive renovation to their house, do you think they're going for the sale, or do you think they're going from here first? So you've got to understand where your product and service fits in the level right here. But if you want a consistent flow of leads, without having to pay a huge amount, you want to go from the top section here. So let me show you some examples of what brand looks like. I'm going to show you some videos. I'm going to flip my Prezzo around a little bit for you. So let's talk about a real estate agent. When you think about real estate, what do you think about? Yep. What else? Hard workers. Mark's hard worker. Yeah. You're a real estate agent. Yes. Someone's never going to stop calling you. Yes. What else do you think? Selling houses. What do you think about the personality of that person? Oh, see, the real truth's coming out now, right? Yeah. Suits and flash cars. What else? They're direct. Out to make the deal. So they're just out for the sales right here, yeah? Yeah, they want to make the money. That's fair enough, right? We want to make money. You disagree over here. Karen disagrees over here. So let me show you how you brand a real estate out, then I'll show you how to brand some other locations. So this is a client we've worked with, and this guy's problem was, his biggest problem is that the market was tough a few years ago, and so he couldn't keep asking somebody for a sale. So what we had to do is we had to go back on the top and create brand equity. So I'm going to show you a few seconds of this video, not the whole video, and you can let me know what he's selling, if anything, okay? Here we go.
Welcome to Neighbourhood with MGM Properties. Here we are in Botany at Brasserie Bread. Sorry, it's Banks Meadow, Brasserie Bread. We're going to go inside, have a chat to Michael Clausen, see what bread baking's all about. And let me tell you, it smells fantastic. Well guys, here I am with Michael Clausen from Brasserie Bread here in Banks Meadow, not Botany.
That's right.
A lot of people get confused. This is Banks Meadow. Michael, welcome to Neighbourhood with MGM
Thank you for
Properties.
coming down here.
A lot of people talk about artisan bread, and a lot of people, all right, obviously, you know, I'm a Greek background, so we love our bread, but a lot of people don't really understand the difference between artisan bread and just normal bread.
It's very simple, really. It kind of drives down into the ingredients. Okay. There's 3 products in an artisan bread: flour, water, and salt.
Yep.
And there's 33 in a very...
Okay, so I'm going to stop it there for time. Was he selling property, yes or no? So what he was doing here, he was working into the brand section here. And what he was doing was called a partnership, because this is the local bakery. And what you'll see in the intro at the start, he was doing a tap dancing thing. He basically goes and watches every single local business, and he just partners with them, does a video, and he doesn't sell a thing. So what he's doing here is creating brand on the top level, because it doesn't matter in that area, he's got to basically brand himself all around that area. So what happens then is that when he walks around, people have a different perception of this real estate agent. And so then when we come to marketing and sales, you can understand now he can have that conversation. But he doesn't have the right to have that conversation. He can't go into that bread shop and then ask people, hey, do you want to buy a house? Do you want to buy a house? It doesn't work that way. So that's what we call brand, kind of for a real estate agent. Let me show you what it looks like for possibly a gym. So this is a gym, and this here, we've put like 5 episodes together, and these are like 5 to 7 minute episodes, by the way. And again, we're not selling anything. That's the rule, no sales. So I'm going to show you a few seconds of this one too, and you can understand the gist here. I'm just trying to show you some practical examples that you can actually see how they work.
What's going on, team? Welcome to another episode of Fit Rep Made. We are here with our mums and bubs, checking out our community at 9:30, run by our very own Troy Savage.
My name's Troy Savage. I'm a trainer here at Fitness Republic, Maryland. My background started in rugby league, so started at the Roosters, went all around the clubs, and sort of that's where my love started for health and fitness. So I was already training and doing weights in that environment, and then I've just continued on from there. I really enjoy coaching. I just like seeing people making little improvements.
So this video here goes about 5 to 7 minutes, and the idea of this video, again, we're not selling anything here, but we're going straight into the brand area here. So we're demonstrating the brand, but not selling anything, and we're showing the environment. But you notice at the start, strong mums was the topic there. Now I'm gonna hold that thought, because I'm gonna come and show you how we're gonna sell to strong mums later, okay? And so this is what the concept here is. It's branding for the audience that we're going for without selling. Now you might say, you know what, I don't need to actually, I don't wanna make these long videos, Richard. What do I do? How do I make shorter videos? I'm gonna show you that as well. And if we go to this topic here, remember I said engage, entertain, make an impact and create a feeling. So far, showing you this content, the whole concept here is to make sure you tick one of these boxes here, or 3 of them. If you tick 3, you're good to go in the casino. When I go to the sales part, you're going to be good to go. You'll make some good sales. But if you tick just one of those, it's going to be a little bit harder to cut through all the noise out there. So that's an example there. This is shorter content. Now, also too, the big problem in gyms, in this particular gyms, is that you've probably seen it on Instagram, where it's called Instagram. You know, the selfies, right? Has anybody seen the selfies going on Instagram at all? Yes or no? People taking pictures of themselves, right? And in the gym, it's even worse. So this is a big problem for this particular gym. They're taking selfies in the gym, and that's not their market they want to go for. So they put this little video together. Check it out. short video. It told them the problem, created a feeling in someone's mind, and then just started to insert the brand here. But did it sell, yes or no? Yes or no? Do you see a sales ad there? No. So we've cut off in the brand area here. I'm going to try and make you sure there's 3 stages of marketing here. Okay, that's that one. Now I'm going to show you my all-time favorite video, this one here. Has anybody seen this before? Okay, maybe we have to invest 2 minutes in this video then. It's very important. All right, so this is a great video. You can watch this one now. And again, think about what it's doing for brand.
Will it blend? That is the question. Are you having trouble deciding which new phone to get? Nah, neither are we. But we have 2 phones here, and some people are telling me they're having a hard time making up their mind. So I am going to help them out. Are we ready? Lumia 929? Nobody wants that. Here, the Galaxy Note 3. And over here, seems like this larger size doesn't want to come out. Ah, the iPhone 6 Plus. I think I'll press the Newton button. And over here, I think I'll press the Who's Copying Who button. Oh, phablet smoke. Oh, don't breathe this. Where's the plus?
All right, so what did that video do in regards to brand, by the way? Did it entertain? Did it educate? I think it did educate you, because I can tell you right now that would definitely blend my protein shakes with ice in, right? Did it entertain? Yes. Did it create a feeling, though? Does everybody have a feeling they just got this watching that video? You've got some sort of feeling, because I can get from here, everybody's eyes were glued there. You weren't on your phones, you weren't writing anything down, so this video here, it did the perfect job in brand. It ticked all the 3 boxes. Now, that's the CEO of Blendtec International. If you want some viewing for Friday night, go check his YouTube channel out. He blends everything. Now, the best thing about this guy is he blends this phone, can you guess when? When iPhones are just coming out. You know what I'm talking about. When you see the news and everybody's lined up outside the store waiting for their $1,000 phone, he drops that video right then. And guess what that does to the video? Shares, likes, views, people talking about it. Now, that video was a bit sneaky, because what it did, it started to get involved in marketing. It started to demonstrate what the product was. The product, if you hadn't guessed it, is the blender. That's the Blendtec International. I own one, by the way. I couldn't resist. I've watched the video 1,000 times. I was in America once. In the corner of my eye, I saw the Blendtec International. They didn't have it here in Australia first. What did I do? I went over there straight away. I paid like the $400 they're worth, US, and I shipped it straight back. Because the video was so good, it showed me that the marketing, blenders, what's the problem with blenders? They break. The motor disappears after a while. It ticked all the boxes. So when it came to sales, what Steve was talking about, you do the sales presentation, good to go. Because 80%, what Steve said here, all the heavy lifting was done for you. Or if you didn't have that piece of content, what would you have to do? Go direct sales, old school. This is exactly what Steve was talking about, 80%, 80%. So that's some ideas for you to understand what brand is. So just to recap on that one, brand with content. Instagram, be seen to your audience. Facebook Live, talk to your audience. Talk to your audience. Don't just talk back forth. YouTube is going to be about leaving your footprint in the mark, because obviously this content can be out there for the world to see forever. So that's brand. Now, let's talk about marketing. Let's go straight to marketing. Marketing. Educate your audience. Demo your service. Remember, we just saw a little demo and that educated as well, that video, so did two things. But what's the benefit? What's the benefit? And we saw the benefit. So now, because we captured them in brand, we now have the opportunity to start talking about benefits, products, service, features, all the stuff that we want to talk about, because we need to sell our product and make money. But before that, now you can start to ask somebody, can I date you? Can I buy you a drink? That's what it's about. Now, remember our picture with Nike, the guy lifting up. Let's think about Nike again. How does Nike demo their product? Any ideas? Well, it's through Roger, of course. They sponsor. And Roger's on the tennis court, winning champs. He's got Nike, Nike, Nike. You can't miss that, right? So now we're marketing our product. Nike, do it here. We still haven't bought anything yet. We're just watching Roger win. So how does that relate to you? How-to videos are a great part here. How-to videos are one of the greatest things and assets that we can have. It doesn't matter what kind of business you're in, service, business, product, doesn't matter what it is, you can always how-to. People are searching YouTube now for how-to. So YouTube is your biggest competitor, but your biggest ally as well, because they're giving you the opportunity to talk about your uniqueness and showcase it. So this is one of our clients. They're a makeup artist, artistry and makeup, smoky eye tutorial, eyebrow tutorial. They're going for millennials. They're going for a really younger audience. And the younger audience, guess where they're at? On videos, watching videos, downloading videos. So they're demonstrating their product. That's what they're doing in marketing here. Now you might think, well, that's just for the young people. That's okay, I've got you covered. Now this is my mate Kevin. Kevin Young is turns out to be Australia's wealthiest property investor. He owns like 250 properties personally. He has a club called Property Club. And I've worked with Kevin for a few years here, and Kevin's biggest problem, when the market's down, then he gets the blame, they haven't made their returns, etc., etc. So what we had to do here was we had to create a whole bunch of content showcasing how to invest, scam traps, right property location when it all goes wrong, Kevin's big mistake, property divorce. Some episodes would do better than others, but they were weekly show. Now the question is, that's in marketing. I'm going to tell you the results in sales, but I can give you a clue. This guy here doesn't do videos for anybody, because he does, what's the point of videos? So he's up to like 150 episodes, and I can tell you right now he's made millions out of these videos here, because the videos help to make sure they know the brand, but videos help to showcase, can I trust this guy or not? Because the market is congested. So that's all the videos are doing right now. And then the sales process comes in. So that's Ask Kevin Young. Very good videos in regards to the demonstration. I wanted to show you another marketing video here. Okay, this is one of our beauty therapist clients. This is a men's only beauty salon, Sydney's only men's only beauty salon. And this is a piece of content. I'm going to show you the first couple seconds of it. So these guys are running, their biggest problem was that how am I going to show guys that they need to actually look after themselves, get a manicure, get a facial, get waxing, those kind of things. So we had to educate the market here. So how can you educate your clients in this process here? We had to educate the market, but at the same time too, their audience weren't going to sit through a video talking and reading an article talking about why beauty is important for guys. They just won't do it. So we had to find the audience, the avatars here. This is the avatar. So we're choosing different audiences to be featured. So I'll show you a few seconds and I'm going to skip through a little bit. Here we go.
Certainly, that's right. Yep, okay, I've got to go, someone's here. Thanks, guys. Hi guys, Shannon here. We're actually at Face and Man. Today's treatment is going to be a laser hair removal. I'm going to be honest, it's not my first time here. Let's go. So hi, I'm Shannon, I'm 36, I live in Paddington. On the weekends I'm now training for a half marathon which my girlfriend wrote me into. Not still sure how I feel about that because she asked me to do it when I was slightly intoxicated. I am the National Solutions Training Manager for McGrath Estate Agents, so majority of my time spent on the road travelling, introducing real estate agents to technology to help them better service their clients and to help them sell more and get properties off the market a lot quicker. Face Man initially for me was I was currently living in regional New South Wales, went through a bit of a messy divorce and decided I needed to re-image myself, and it was to turn around and, you know, get myself back into the dating scene. So I saw one of Face Man's online ads and I came in for a full day's treatment, and that was 6 years ago and I haven't looked back since. So the treatments of Face Man have been really good for my confidence. As I said, you know, I went through a bit of a nasty breakup, but knowing that, you know, you're getting compliments from girls saying that you look younger than what you are, I'm going to take that. And as I said, I can hold that and I can thank Face Man for that. I have got a girlfriend out of it too, so it has worked.
Then what happens, then the next part is the treatment part. And this is the how-to, shows actually what's happening with the laser. This is the marketing part right here. Marketing right now. So we grab the audience at the start, we talk the avatar, the audience, and we grab them now into the education piece. So I just want to show you that kind of video because we're starting to see that now we have the opportunity because our audience, that guy spoke to us in our language, the male's language that we like to speak to, had a bit of a laugh. Now he's showing you his story in the marketing part. The marketing part's the hardest part for guys to actually walk up a set of stairs, go into a beauty salon and have those treatments there. In fact, since doing these videos and doing more about us videos and what it actually is, their business has gone up 40% just through video content alone because it actually showcased what was behind there. Guys were very scared. What's going upstairs? I don't know. I don't want to get in trouble here. So this was the biggest problem that they had. That's the problem they had. We had to solve the problems. It's your job as a business owner to solve every single one of your clients, your future clients' problems. Your job, nobody else's job. So if they say that they don't have time, they can't commit, there's no time, I can't afford it, it's your problems. You have to solve the problems in the content, depending if it's brand or marketing, and obviously sales. Again, like Steve said, if 80% of the work's done here, then your close is much easier that way. So how do we do that? We do that in our podcast, a bit of a plug there. You can go check that out, the Marketing Markup podcast show. And so we market and we talk around content all around marketing on this podcast show here. And that's how we do it in our company. So I wanted to just kind of show you that you can do all this. And in the next part, I'm going to really go tactical and show you exactly how to do it. But now you've got to think about, well, how could I be a bit entertaining? How do I need to market? What are my biggest clients' problems? So what I'd like you to do now, I'd like you to write down what's the 2 or 3 problems that you have, your clients have before they come to you. So the great way to find this out is ask yourself, when they're on the phone to you, what are they asking you? What are they asking you? Like, how much is it? We know they're going to ask you that. How much is the product? Is there a return policy? What results am I going to get? This is the content that you want to talk about now in your marketing process. So write down 3 of the major questions you get asked, and this is going to come up with your content. Go for it. I'll give you a few seconds for that one. If you got more than 3, write them down. But really, this is what people are wanting. So you don't have to copy and paste anymore. You've just got to think about what your market needs, and then you come up with the solutions in your content, in your articles, in your videos. I'm looking at a lot of videos here, but you can still do articles, you can do blogs, you can do audio. It's not restricted. The reason why we use video is because that's the most powerful form at the moment online. Okay, I'd like one example. One example. What is one of your biggest problems or what people ask you on the phone? Who can share one? Just someone on the same page. Yep, two guys here. Yep. How quick can you come and fix my broken heater? Amazing. There's 1,000 videos. I can think about how you can showcase that. Like what specifically? Wow, your videos are going to be hilarious. I mean, the list goes on there. So you've just got content for 2 years worth there. Amazing. Anybody else? One more? This middle table here. I can see a lot of thinking going on. What do we got? Someone dob someone in. Help. What business specifically? Oh, wow, that's great. That's a good one. Bookkeeping, accounting. Again, there's a lot of problems out there, so you can demonstrate without having the right books what's happening in the business. So you can get creative here, and that's the greatest part about marketing. So when you write your next blog, when you write your next article, when you do the next Facebook ad, this is what you want to put in your content. Nothing else, no template, no cut and paste, because that's not going to get the cut through that you actually need. So let's move on. I've got to keep going through. Now, let's talk about sales. Sales is conversion. I'm not going to talk about this topic too much. Steve's obviously nailed that one, but this is before they're starting to pick up the phone, okay? That's the point there. And then Steve goes on to there. So we need to remarket your audience. I'm going to talk about that, what that is in a second. You have a clear offer, and you lead them into a conversation. Conversation. Lead them into a conversation. Conversation. It's like going old school again, right? We need to talk to people. Because remember, that's what Facebook wants you to do. That's what Mark wants you to do. Having meaningful conversations. The words came up again. A show of hands, when you actually make a sale, do you make it like you're talking to somebody, or do you make it like purely online? Who's like, you actually have to talk or meet or talk to a human to make the sale? Hands up for that one. Great, so look at that room, 95%. And only if you're in a, like more an online, you're doing it that way. And if you're doing it that way, just no communication that way, it means that your brand's got to be up the game. So it goes to show us that we have to get to the point of a conversation. So remarket your audience, have a clear offer, lead them into a conversation. Now, what does Nike do now? So every time I go to the US, I seem to have half a day to a day up my sleeve. And then I go to those Nike factory outlets, right? Has anyone done that? And I blow a few $1,000s there for like, quickly I get on the plane. And that's what happens. I see the Nike sale, and I go, wow, I can get not 4 pairs, I can get 8 pairs of shoes now, right? So there's 30% off. But what happens is that's here. But you've got to remember that I bought into Nike's brand here. I saw those cool motivational quotes lying around. I watched Roger on the tennis match and everybody else they sponsor. And all of a sudden, guess what? Nike had a sale. Wow, what a bargain. No, it's not a bargain. It's just that this is what happened. I've been branded to, I've been marketed to, and all of a sudden I had a couple hours up my sleeve and I saw a 30% discount. So Nike still have sales, but it's appropriate. I'm not asking the questions how the shoes work. Can you win competitions in it? Can I play tennis in it? Can I go running in it? No. These are all being taken care of because right now all I'm going is I've got 4 hours up my sleeve and I'm going to buy as many Nikes as I possibly can, and I'm going to come back home and see if I can then go buy a suitcase and squeeze them all in. Do that all the time. And that's a discount there. So that's how you need to be doing it. Take a leaf out of the best ones in the book. Now, I want to talk about the video that I talked about before. I'm flipping a few slides here. Remember this guy here? That's Ruben. He was on the other video I showed. Do you remember that? You remember that video? Yes or no? All right, I want to make sure you're up where I'm up to here. So we showed some brand videos about the healthy mum. Now, a lot of you sitting there going, this is nice, Richard. Videos look cute, Richard, but I'm here to make some money. Anybody thinking that? They want to make some money now? Yes or no? Everybody make money, yes or no? Great, thank you, to make sure I'm in the same place. So what we have to do now is we want to send a video out to get a clear offer. So it's called remarketing. Remarketing is the best thing since probably sliced bread. And what it means is that anybody who saw your content on the top, so they watched the Will It Blend video, they watched the Strong Mum video, they watched the Real Estate Agent, they watched that funny video I showed you before about the girls in Selfie Queens. Anybody who watched that and watched maybe 10 seconds or 30 or 45 or a minute or the whole thing, I can now serve my offer to only the people that have watched that video. So I don't have to serve my ad to everybody. I can just choose who I want to see it to. Now, if they've seen a minute of my video, do you think that would be a better person to send my flyer to, my ad, than somebody who's never seen my content? Yes or no? Great. So now, if you have better content here with Google Ads, with Facebook, with every other social media site, we can now serve our crap to them here. Whatever you want to sell, sell it now. Now's the time. Put it all in. Bank it all in. But that's what we want to do now. So I'm going to show you this video. It's a minute. Why is it only a minute for? Because we've already built up the trust, the credibility, everything here. So now, straight to the sale. Here we go.
What's up, guys? Ruben from Fitness Republic. Just at our new location in Marylands. The third one opening. We just finished all the demolition. Let's go upstairs and have a look. Just in front of me will be all our pin-loaded machines, or some pin-loaded machines, but majority will be all our cardio equipment. Once we finish here with the cardio, moving over into the Olympic weightlifting platforms, which is my favourite. That's what I love to do, move heavy weight. Just past this area, will be down near the dumbbells. All the dumbbells or the free weights or your squatting or your benching. Now Prize Jewel and what we love to do, Fitness Republic, Functional Republic is what I'm looking after, is our functional training room. So we believe we're here for the community.
I absolutely love the community.
The people that I've met here are lifelong friends.
Everyone's very welcoming and opening.
It's a really good environment.
This is the medicine for your life.
We believe this gym will be built by the community, by you guys, your families and your friends, everyone that walks through our doors. We hope to serve you guys, to give you everything you guys need to reach your fitness goals. We are running our exclusive foundation membership offer, exclusive to you guys right now who are watching this video. So in order to be a part of this family and part of this community that we're trying to build, all you need to do is click the link and claim your exclusive foundation membership offer of $10.90. Hope to see you guys in the gym.
Now, what did this video solve? In regards to a buying perspective before they come in, what did you see in the video? Information? What kind of information? The services, yes. What else? Where it is, we saw the inside of the gym. Sometimes that's the scariest thing for people to see. Oh, I don't know what's inside the gym. What else did you see? People, yes, yes. And you saw different kinds of people, different audiences, male, females, right, on purpose. What else did we see? There was a big thing around community there. And so what we want to try and do in that sales video, and then obviously there was the offer, $10.90. So that's the process there, and then they can put their details in on Facebook and all that kind of stuff, and then Steve comes in, your tactics, boom, you make the sale. Now what happened here, and I'll show you the back end of the site, I've got a couple minutes left. This is basically on Facebook, just so you know. This is the Facebook stats. The dark is paid, and the light orange is organic, meaning free. So you can see in the first couple days there, you could see that was 2,000, that's where that line is, 2,000 is organically free. Now what happened, because there was a gentleman there that said, you know, organic content is, you know, nearly dead, which is true, right? But the reason why organic content was good at the start here, I'm referring to this line here, the dark orange there, is that, I've got a clicker, I should probably use that, is that just that line there, is that because that's where your friends and family come in. That's where all your fans go, oh, great video. And you go, yeah, so good, it took me so long to do it, thank you. And then what happens after that? You refuse to pay Facebook. Because we're all tight asses. And we go, that didn't work last time, so I'm not going to pay now. So if you continue to pay there, that's 2,000, this is the reach. So 2,000 people are seeing that video, right? This is the 4,000 line there. So you can see the organic's still pretty low because they're still kind of new on their Facebook. So they have to pay to play. But you're only going to pay to play if you make a return, yes or no? Yep. We don't have the budget at Nike. I'm just going to show you another stat here. So this is a stat here on how many people have watched the video, so views now. Let's look at the real behind the scenes here. So that's 400 minutes there, 200 minutes. So let's say there's a 200-minute line there. So 10,000 minutes viewed, 21,000 people have seen 3-second views, because not a lot of people don't watch the whole video, but that's okay. Because you've watched 3 seconds, guess what? We can remarket you again. We can target you harder. You didn't buy this time round, look at this. So with these kind of stats here, we can be sure that it's okay to spend our money on Facebook. But then you say, hey, Richard, that's nice, but show me the money. We're still getting to this dollar sign here. I'm going to show you the money. Before I show you the money, I want you to think about something. What is a client worth? I want you to write down your book. What's a client worth for you over 12 months? What is a client worth for you? Don't think about referrals and all that kind of stuff. Just one client, what is it worth? Put your figure there. One client, what is the client worth over 12 months? Not even calculating all the extras that they do and all that. Just one client, what it's worth. We've got our figure. Great. And there's probably a vast array of figures right in the room, so I'm not going to ask what your figure is. Now, the question is, what are you willing to pay to get one of those people? What is the number you're willing to pay? Now, let's say this gym here, that was $10.90, so what's that make? About $500-600, right? That's what a client is worth for them. Now, we know that client has upgrades when they go on the sales cycle. They've been trained up with Steve, so Steve will say, hey, this is how you can upgrade, etc., etc. So we could probably double the money. But let's just say it's $500. So what is this client willing to pay? What would you pay? If you're a gym, what would you pay for a lead? 10%, fair to say? 10%? Yeah, anybody else? That depends on what you want to do. So if they're opening up and you've got to really raise it up, you're prepared to pay more. If it's a consistent lead, you're probably going to pay less consistency. So it depends on which stage of the buying cycle they're in and how much you want to scale or grow. So what we do with this, guys, is that if they're paying 10%, what's that, $50 sort of thing, $50-60, they're willing to pay for lead. So at this point here, I was at their gym opening. It was about 2 months ago. And there was a whole heaps of people coming into the gym. And Ruben said to me, that was the guy in the video, I said, Richard, everybody's saying hello to me, but I don't know who they are. I said, Ruben, they've seen you in the video. Oh. So what happened in the day? They signed up a whole bunch of members, and 70% of their members came from the videos, and they're all pre-sold. And so they didn't sign up before, but they signed up in the actual day itself. They did the paperwork in the day. They signed up a 12-month membership on the day. Now, out of the leads we gave them, they closed up 70 to 75% of the leads we gave them from Facebook. From Facebook. That actually turned up. This is what they paid per lead. They paid $8 a lead. They received 260 leads in 46 days using a sales video. $8 a lead, they converted 70 to 75%. And you can see we've got here listed warm leads here. So the question is, if you're not willing to pay for consistent business, you're going to go back to the referral game. And what I've tried to show you today is that if you can do it the right way, brand marketing, sales, you want to pay Facebook, you want to pay Google Ads. But the reason why you won't pay is because you're thinking you have to arm wrestle them at the end here. So we want to change a few things around. So that's the example that, I've got a quick example on ads, that's what it looked like. Some really like 4 weeks for $64. All the offers there, 7-day trials, they work all there. It's perfect there. And of course then, lead with conversations. And this is where Steve comes in. Pick up the phone, go to Facebook Messenger, that's hot at the moment. Chat, this is where it's all happening now. And this is where then the sale is done. For the gym, it was done face-to-face in the gym. So, let's just recap here. Brand, create a feeling. Then we have marketing. We have the permission to start asking if we wanted to go on a date, the next date. And then sales is about, hey, would you like to get engaged? And then Steve comes in, would you like to get married? So it's a conversation all the way through. Questions? Good, because I'm out of time. Thanks so much.